Have you heard? Today's the day. Oh my gosh, today's the day that my good friend, attorney Cheri Andrews' book is being released. Cheri, I asked you here because I'm like, oh my gosh, we have to tell everybody about your book. There's nothing better than the spoken word to get the message out. So thank you for joining me here for this live unedited broadcast. Thank you so much for joining me and saying yes to this.
Thank you so much for doing this, Christine. I really appreciate you, and I'm so happy to be here.
So let's get the legal stuff out of the way first. Okay. The disclaimer about the book. And then we'll get into some of the particulars of why everybody needs this. So
Right.
give our audience that disclaimer.
All right. So here it is. Because I'm an attorney, I have to say this. Sorry, but this is the way it goes. The book is educational only. It is not meant to be legal advice. It does not take the place of talking to an attorney. Also, anything that I say today on this broadcast is not legal advice, and it does not take the place of talking to your attorney. This is for educational purposes only.
Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, let's have some fun here. It's like- so, okay, so I do have the book here and I did start reading it. I did not get the first edition. So, and that wasn't too long ago. It's just a few years ago, I believe. So, why the need to put out a second edition?
Okay, so I can explain that really easily. This is the first edition. See the nice little girl on the cover? And see how thick this book is?
Hmm.
The first edition was geared very much to brand new entrepreneurs to give them the nitty gritty of here's what you need to know, here's what you need to be thinking about as you are entering the world of entrepreneurship. And that's what the audience that I had in mind when I wrote it. Now I've been in business for 3 years since that, another 3 years since that book was published. My legal practice has grown. My clients have grown. Their businesses have grown. Their needs have changed. I've had a lot more opportunity to deal with the day to day nitty gritty of what small business owners are going through. So, this new book, so notice the picture. This is an adult woman. She's got a real business going on. And look at the difference in the size of the book. This book delves deeply into a lot of the topics that I only just, mentioned and kind of glossed over in the original book. There's a whole new section on entrepreneurship. There's deeper dives into things like copyright and trademark and why those are important to small business owners. There's a much deeper dive into the employment end of things and what happens when you bring on that first employee and what new legal requirements are you triggering when that happens. So it's really now geared to all of this stuff from the original book is still there. So it's still great for those brand new business owners, but it's also geared to help those people who have been in business 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, as they start navigating new legal requirements and new issues that are coming up in their business. So my business grew up, my clients' businesses grew up, the book had to grow up.
Well, I enjoyed just getting a start on this in that the first chapter is nothing about legal stuff. It's personal development, really. And I was like, wow, yeah, this is what I needed when I first started. But that's really interesting though that somebody's thinking, "Oh, this is all legal stuff," and yet you don't start out that way.
No, because as I said in the book, it doesn't matter how many legal protections you put into place or how legally savvy you are. If you don't come into your business with the right mindset, you cannot be successful as an entrepreneur. And these are lessons that I learned, lessons that my clients learned, and some of them the hard way. And really taking care of yourself, taking care of your core, and understanding that entrepreneurship is the long haul and it's got bumps and hills and valleys and twists and turns that you may not be expecting. But if you're going to be successful at it, you have to be in for the ride.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. No, that's fantastic. 'Cause, again, a lot of people might, expect, "Oh, it's all legal, it's dry." I know, like, for what I do, systems and process is kinda like a dry topic, so I'm sure that you kinda have that connotation too, legal stuff and everything, but I have to say just in the little bit that I have read here, this is something I don't wanna put down now. I find it fascinating, and there's some things in some sections that I'll probably skip because being an employer or having a place is not me, but I see this that it is gonna be something that I really wanna continue reading. It's not like, "Oh, okay, I'll put it on the shelf when I need it." It's like, no, I want to do that. So, Cheri, in the very beginning, you talk about who this book is for, and you touched a little bit about on some of the sections that you've gone more in depth for, but I think who this is for even goes deeper than that. So tell our audience who this book is for.
So the book is for people who want to make sure that their business is being done the right way from the outset, or maybe they didn't start off that way and now they're, a little bit deeper in and they want to, play catch up and get things fixed because they're starting to realize they're in a place where they're more noticeable and they don't want those legal headaches. It's for the people who don't even know what they don't know and they just want to get educated about what is it I need to be thinking about as a small business owner. It's for the people who value working with an attorney and understanding that this is an important piece of their business. So that's who it's geared for.
Hmm. Yeah, and I like that you talk about being educated when you're going to talk to your attorney, whether it's you, Cheri Andrews, or someone else local to our listener. And I appreciate that because I am one, I want to understand things, how things work. And so that I'm not totally lost in a conversation. So I think that's fabulous that you
Right.
point
And
that out.
if you've read the book and then you go talk to your attorney, you're coming in educated, empowered. You already know what it is you need and what it is you want, which means your time with the attorney is much more focused and your legal bills are smaller.
Yes. Oh, yes, and I'm all for that. Yes. The more I can do up front, the better. Now, so Cheri, tell us then, who is the book not for?
The book is not for people who think that law doesn't apply to them, because guess what? It does. And if you think you're above the rules, then reading the book probably isn't going to do any good for you. The book is not for people who are looking for legal DIY, because I think that is a ticking time bomb. And I don't tell people how to do the legal stuff. I tell them what legal stuff they need. And the book is just, if you're a much larger business, if you have an attorney on your staff, if you have access to a big law firm, you probably don't need the book because this is probably, too basic for you. But for most small business owners, um, this book is for them.
Awesome. So, okay, so this is your big launch day. We want people to order that book. There's multiple platforms. I have had the link running across the bottom of our screen here, but let's, talk about that a little bit for the audience. Tell us about what's going on today with your launch.
Right. So I have a Facebook event going on where basically I'm going to be coming on throughout the day and talking about the book, doing some live readings. And then if you go to the website that's listed on the video screen now, it will show you the book, give you the link to go order it on Amazon, and also give you the opportunity to get in on some launch day specials. And the launch day specials are basically, there's a download that's a nice workbook on helping you get through some of the basics of the legal stuff, make sure that you have the right assets in place. And if you give me your mailing address, I will send you a bookmark and a signed book plate so that you can have an autographed book, and a couple other little goodies that I have that will just go out to you in the mail.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay, so you've got a jam-packed day ahead of you. I wish you the best of luck. Is there anything that I didn't ask? Is there anything else you wanted to share with the audience?
The only thing else I really want to say is the book is designed actually to be something that you get and hopefully read cover to cover, or at least read the chapters that you're interested in. But then you stick it on your shelf next to where you work, and it's a reference book. It's something that you can go back to over and over to get answers to those legal questions when they come up, so that you're no longer in the position of, I don't even know what I don't know, and I'm just flying blind. It's going to give you what you need so that you can determine, is this something I can do myself, or do I need to call an attorney right now and get something crafted? So, I really am excited to get this book out into the world. I know there is so much value here and so much learning. And this knowledge empowers you as a small business owner to actually move deeper in your business, to do some of those things you've maybe been hesitating about because you're not sure about the legalities of it all. This gives you the permission and the power to move into that and really help your business take off. So I'm excited to share it with you.
All right. Well, there you go. Everybody, you're watching this, you're listening, go to smoothsailingbook.com and get your copy today, the launch day for this fabulous book to help you in your business. Well, thank you so much, Cheri, for joining me here this morning. Now I'm going to let you go, and good luck today.
Thank you so much, Christine. Again, I really appreciate the opportunity